Little Things. I'm Andrea, and I don't know if you remember or if you've even seen it or what, but this was my first ever attempt at scrapbooking that I did the other day, and I'm going to do another page today. This page was made sort of around the time of the royal wedding, and it was about celebrating the happiness and love and you know what comes of that. And today I'm going to be, this is obviously my parents that are not long gone. Mother only went a few weeks ago. Dad's been gone 20 odd years, but that's their wedding in 1950. So yeah, that was my first attempt, which a lot of people have been very complimentary about, but I mean, I do like it actually, but it's not as good as it could have been. It's a bit shoddy, so I'm having another go. So today I'm doing one for my sister's son, Ben. This is to go in his memory book. He passed away last December. Only a young boy, he's only 18. And what I've done is I've included his name, a little saying, a little sentiment here, which I'll look at in a minute. And then I've just used some old, an old DSP stack. Let me just move my coffee out of the way and I can tell you what that is. It's Pretty Petals, an old DSP stack. It does have mint macaron in it, which is coming back. So it's got Old Olive, which is still current, very vanilla, Calypso Coral Basic Black, so it's still quite usable. And so I've made a backing for this poem, which I printed out, which was a poem that has particular significance to my sister and was read out at Ben's funeral. And then it has this little sentiment from Butterfly Basics. There is nothing in the caterpillar that tells you it's going to be a butterfly. And this sort of links in with this theme of change and anything is possible. And then I've cut out a butterfly using the butterfly framelits. And then I've just cut out some little cute little bits to look like bunting. A few strips that go across on top of each other, just to make a little backing for that. Just a piece cut down to 5 by 5 with a photo on the top. And like I say, another piece from the same stack, so the colours are coordinating. I do want to just do something to this butterfly before I attach it. Nothing's been attached, so I will sort of detail what I've used a little bit more, and I will give you measurements if that's going to help. But first of all, I do just want to grab my grid paper. If you hear snuffling and sniffling in the background, it's my dog, my puppy, who's always snuffling and sniffling. Now, I'm just going to take a stamp from Watercolour Wings, and what I'm going to do, state of my stamps, I think I'm going to take this one. And I'm sorry my stamps are a mess, but I use them all the time, so they get in that mess. These are the thinlits I use, the butterfly thinlits. These are retiring but still available. You just get the 2 in the pack, but this is a beautiful one. And this one actually goes with the butterfly stamp out of the Butterfly Basics set. And I would say, if you haven't got this set, get it, because it's a really good set. I love it. And if you get this to sort of coordinate with it, you can't go wrong. This butterfly here is just beautiful. It's like a lace. Gorgeous. So, where was I? I've lost my mind now. Yeah, so I'm just going to take this stamp, and I was just going to stamp it on in Calypso Coral, but I think I've changed my mind. I think I'm going to go for I'm going to actually change my mind, and I'm going to stamp it on in Versamark, and I'm going to put gold embossing powder on it. To my sister because he had a chrysalis that he was waiting to see if it would become anything in the spring. So probably have to go check, see if it has. Right, so obviously this poem was longer than my paper, so I've just cut an extra piece of paper. It doesn't matter, it's a scrapbook at the end of the day, and that's just going to go like that. Okay, on top of there, and then the letters, and I'm just going to stick all this down now. But if you want some measurements, this is obviously a 12 by 12, the backing sheet, and it's an old retired DSP from last year, and I think it's in Soft Sky. Certainly this is Soft Sky, and it does match. And then these pieces, the poem itself measures 6 by 3.5 inches, so that's 15.2 centimetres by 8.9 centimetres. And so this, I think I'm going to set it at, because obviously I can pull that down a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to set it at sort of that size. So this is going to be 6.5 by 4. So that's 16.5 by 10.2 centimetres. Then behind the letters, I've got a piece of DSP which measures 3 by 6. So that's 7.6 by 15.2. And then I've got the 3 letters, which are from the large letter framelets. And they're just going to stay as they are. I'm not sure if I'm going to stick them on with dimensionals or not yet. This piece is a 5 by 5, so that's 12.7 squared. The photograph itself measures 5 by 4, so that's 12.7 by 10.2. And there's the butterfly. And then these little strips, I used this punch. And I just slid them in at the 1 inch, so they're 1 inch wide, that's 2.5 centimetres, and then they're sort of varying lengths from 2 3/4, which is 7 centimetres, to 3.5, which is 8.9 centimetres, to 4 1/4, which is 10.8 centimetres. Then the little sentiment is on a piece of Soft Sky, which measures 2 by 1 3/4. So that's 5 by 4.5, and the little piece of Very Vanilla is 1 3/4 by 1 3/8. So that's 4.5 by 4.1. And then these little pieces are just inch by an inch. So that's 2.5 by 2.5, and then they're just cut with that. Obviously they were longer, they were cut off sort of the end of these pieces. So that's all your measurements, and that's what I've done with my butterfly. Okay, so it's very straightforward. So I'm just going to glue this all down now. Right, yeah, so that's it. So it looks beautiful and it was very easy to do, and it's a lovely memory page, got lovely features in it. It's just really nice. So thanks for joining me, and join me again for another page. Things can only get better, but I do really like that one. I love that page, so I just need to clean this up a little bit. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again soon. Thank you, bye bye.